In spite of the transfer window continuing to fizz with various bits of news, the Championship rolls on this weekend with Leeds United versus Cardiff City. In this video, I'm going to talk you through the team news, my predicted lineup, what we're expecting Cardiff to do, and how Leeds United can sort of respond to it, and ultimately my predictions for the match. So we're going to have to start off with the team news. And the team news is you're on the team if you're subscribed. No, in all reality. Patrick Bamford remains out, which we all sort of expected. Muscular injuries and Patrick Bamford go together like peanut butter and jelly, so I'm completely unsurprised. In addition to that, Max Voba also has some injury doubts. It feels like his weird knee issue is one that is not necessarily going to go away for an extended period of time. He probably needs like a long timeout just to make sure that it ends up okay. So that's not fun. But on the bright side, Pascal Struijk is back in team training and will therefore be available for selection this weekend. So, as a result of that, my predicted lineup for this match is going to be Ilham Alié in net, Jayden Bogle at right back, with Rodon and Ampadu retaining their positions in the side because they've been doing a pretty damn good job as the centre-back pairing so far, and I wouldn't want to rush Pascal Struijk back in. I will, however, probably say that I'd like to see Junior Firpo for this match, just because Cardiff are the sort of side where Firpo is sort of going to excel. He will do quite well against them if he is to play, so I wouldn't mind that in the slightest. And it's a good match to play rather than being thrown in against, I'm just checking the wall calendar for when matches are. Sunderland at home, Sheffield United away, which are still to come in the next month or so. So I think Firpo starting is probably not a bad idea just to get more minutes in the legs. In midfield, I'd go with Rothwell and Tanaka just for that slight extra bit of aggression that we've got available. So Rothwell playing and Tanaka playing means that you've got that progression of Rothwell where Gruev relatively struggles in that area, with three in front of them being Manor Solomon, Brendan Aronson, Dan James. A lot of people might be shouting for Ramazani, and I do want to see Ramazani get some more minutes, but right now I think these three are playing well enough to stay as the three behind the number 9, which I believe is likely to be Joel Piroe. Personally, if it was me picking the team, I'd say maybe go for Mateo Joseph in this one, just because I think his profile works for playing against Cardiff City, but it's likely going to be Joel Piroe, so that's the prediction that I'm going to go with. I would go Joseph just because you need to keep the minutes running through his legs, and let's be honest, Cardiff at home is a decent game for him, and then you probably give him Millwall with Coventry in the middle going to Piroe. Gives Piroe a little bit of time where he's not having to play twice a week. Then we go up against Watford, then it's Sunderland, then it's Sheffield United, so he can also play those 3 in a row. I don't expect Mateo to start, but I would quite like it. But we've talked a little bit about Leeds United. We need to talk a little bit further about Cardiff this season, who are in a weird spot. They're 18th in the table right now. They are distinctly struggling. They are not an excellent side by any means, and this is especially true when they're playing away from home. They've had one win all season when they're not playing at their own ground, which is a shoddy record. I think they've got something like 7, 8 draws, though, so they do pick up the odd point, but they don't tend to win matches when they're not at home. And this would give me a hell of a lot of confidence. I would be just absolutely buzzing with that if it weren't for the following fact that they are unbeaten in their last 8 matches in all competitions, which is a scary number, which is a sign that they are definitely a side that is improving as they go. And I'll be honest, I can't remember if they changed their manager. I think they might have done. But something's changed because they've also scored 7 goals in their last 3 matches. So they're very, very clearly improving from what they were doing prior, which is a low XG side that aren't finishing very well. But on the bright side, they are still very beatable at the back. They are conceding more goals than their XG suggests that they should be, and their XG is higher than average in the league. And a lot of their issues, in my opinion, come down to the way that Cardiff have been playing this season. So typically, they go to a sort of 4-2-3-1 shape, but it's a little bit more defensive than ours, similar to the way that Burnley played against us. They played technically a 4-2-3-1, but the 2 were sat very deep in front of the centre-backs, with the 3 in front sort of being ready to counter, but at the same time, not hugely, actively trying to do so, if that makes sense. interesting thing about Cardiff as well is they sort of break XG. They've scored 33 goals from an XG of 30. They've conceded 44 from an XG of 40. So somehow, that's a nice little typo. 1 second, I'll fix that for you. There we go. Bosh. They both score and concede precisely 10% more than they expect to, which is weird, right? That's one of the stats that you don't expect. In addition to that, they are the third least creative side in the league, so they are currently 22nd place for chances created this season, which means that if they are going to try and get something from this match, knowing the way that we dominate the ball, knowing the way that we play at home, knowing the way that they tend to like to cede possession and play that sort of passive game, I'm certain that they will look to hit us on the counter. I don't see them doing much in terms of proactive attacking and possession football. I think it's going to be a case of let Leeds have the ball. If we can pick it up and strike them on the counter, brilliant. If we can get a corner and it somehow gets scuffed in, brilliant. But that feels like that's all Cardiff have for this match. But as per, there's things that Leeds can do to fix it, and in my opinion, they're pretty clear. So the first thing that we need to do is take advantage of the early chances. We're going to get a lot of opportunities in this match. We're the best creative team in this league, and they are not a great defence. We will get opportunities, and if we're able to put them in the back of the net, brilliant. It makes everything so much easier for us. But at the same time, you can be good at the top and make sure that at the back you're being equally good. We need to emphasise how good our defensive structure is whenever possible. So game after game after game, other sides aren't getting shots on target off, and that's because we're so good defensively. If we're in a situation where we're, mostly fine, but we still let those odd errors through, it's the odd errors that lead to us dropping points, and those points are what are going to cost us if we end up not being promoted, which I'm still fairly confident about, I'll be completely honest with you. And finally, the last thing that I think Leeds need to do is prove ourselves. We are the best in the league right now. We're at the top. We create the most chances. We concede the least chances. Let's get a result that proves it. Not a 1-0, not a 2-0. And to be completely clear, I'm not going to complain if we win 1 or 2-0. I'll be completely fine with that. Because what matters is 3 points, move on. But it'd be very nice if towards the end of this window we just blew a team out of the water and really made a bit of a statement to the rest of the league to say, look, we dropped points against Burnley. Well done. But now you've got to keep pace with this. And that's what I really, really want us to do. So my predictions of this match, I think we are going to keep a clean sheet because I don't know if Cardiff have enough going forwards. I think it will honestly be a relentless performance because every single player at the moment is actively fighting for their place on that pitch. Like even Brendan Aronson is in a situation right now where he has to put in great performances, or any new 10 that comes in will have a better chance of taking his spot. And finally, I think we rack up a hefty scoreline. I very rarely predict big numbers. Normally I'm a 1-0, 2-0 kind of guy. But this time feels different for me. I can feel like a 3 or 4. I'm going to go with 4. I'll be an optimist, why not? But I think we win this, and I think we win it very nicely. But at the end of the day, that's all just what I think. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like the stream, not the stream, like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe as well, that's always really appreciated. And you could become a channel member to get videos like this one early. For example, I'm publishing this one at 7 in the morning. I'm recording it at 1 a.m. So you can get like 6 hours of access. It's great. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you later. Toodaloo. Let's just win. Let's just win, like easy. Please. I'm begging.